Hello and assalamu alaikum everybody. I hope you guys are doing perfect. My name is Nadia and I know there have been quite some time I couldn't make some videos and yeah, I wanted to talk, I wanted to make videos, but I was not in the right mind. So yeah, even today I wasn't feeling well. I had fever in the morning and that sore throat and very tired, so I took the medicine and now I'm feeling a little better. And I thought that just because there have been quite some comments and I wanted to answer. Saad Zaman asked me a question. It's been quite some time now and I couldn't answer, so I thought that I should. So basically he asked me, so this video is about answering his question, so I will try my best to clear some of this concept, or basically to tell him that what is basically what we are doing. So basically he asked me that he believes that as unschoolers or homeschoolers in the beginning we all start saying that we're going to leave the child free and let the child do what he or she wants to do, but then with the passage of time we see that we do have a structured plan and we do have some method to this madness of homeschooling. So yes, that is true. And he also said, as a new homeschooler, new unschooler, I want to know that if we're going to leave the child on its own, then the kind of modern world we're living in, there are so many distractions, technology and phones and computers, so it becomes very hard for for us as parents to let the child do some useful stuff and not being distracted and start wasting his time. So I'm not going to talk about what other people do, but I'm only going to talk about myself, that what I have been doing, what I have learned during all these years. So basically, when I started homeschooling, I had no idea what I was doing because I got disappointed from the school system and I had no clue what to do. And teaching my child solely and by myself was not the plan in the beginning. So definitely when I started it, I wanted to make my child as efficient, as capable as the schools desired her to be. So I was like, okay, in 3 months in summer vacations, I'm going to teach her how to read and how to write and things like that, which they were expecting her to do in class 1. So we started it. It was a very rigid routine and I was very pressurized and I was very my focus was to make her do such things. But then I realized very soon that this is not possible. In 3 months it's not going to be possible. So we started following the natural thing. We started learning easily, I started giving her time to grasp the concept. माधु बेटे, उसके मुंह पे लगा बेटे, प्यार करो उसको, क्या so there was method at the beginning. So I always say that Minahi was an experiment, and with Madi I know what I gotta do. So she learned reading very fast, and mathematics, I taught her mathematics and she does it on her own now. And science, we just do it on the go. It's not very rigid. So yes, we do study, and with Madi I do teach her alphabets and so I do teach Madi alphabets, and but here the concept is not to teach them. I'm not in a hurry. If my basic plan is to introduce her to the letters, to the sounds, for how for as long it's going to take, so to make it a fun thing. And definitely I've seen some people who are not sending their kids to school, just keeping them home. But that's also an extreme, I call it an extreme approach, where you're not teaching your child even the basic discipline. I always emphasize on this thing that if you are teaching your child at home, you are the person your child is going to look up to. Your house is it has to be some place where that child learn. Your house has to be you yourself. I always say that in my homeschooling, in my unschooling, I don't want my kids to do some extraordinary stuff. I want myself to set examples. I want myself to discipline myself rather than disciplining my child. So this also, because the child is only going to imitate. So, and you're also a facilitator, you're not a teacher. It's not a strict routine, you do not expect. And where you say that, you also asked me that we also we sometimes influence our children to have the interest that we want them to pick. I would tell you that during all this time, many years, I have seen Manahil picking up many different things. And like a child, sometimes people also in my comments, they ask me, oh, my child, he plays with the cars a lot. I think he's going to be he's very technical. And this does not mean that he's going to be an engineer. It does not mean that he's going to be a mechanic or something. Or because I have seen in my experiments with the children, I have seen that they change, they keep on changing, and you got to change with them. Because like, for example, there was a time when Manahil was so much into photography. She used to do photography like all the time, and she started learning about it. She started researching, reading about it, how to do the angles, how to focus the light, and what properties the light has, and everything that was out there about photography. And now she is not a photographer at all. She does not do photography at all. And I never influenced her, or I never asked her, I never pushed her to do photography when she doesn't want to do that. Because right now she is sketching. She's into sketching. She is doing it like 24 hours like she's awake and she is drawing, she's sketching. So I don't know how long this interest of her is going, but one thing is influencing, one interest of her is influencing the other. And just like in photography, she learned about lighting. The same thing, when she turns her drawing, her sketches into digital art, she has to take care of the lighting and making the shadows, etc. So she is learning like this. I don't know how to tell this to you. People also have this misconception that if our kids are using gadgets, they are wasting their time. I don't know about other people. Again, I'm going to say that I don't know about other people. What happens in my house is that I have seen her doing quite a lot of work, quite a lot of productive work on her gadgets. And obviously, a child who's an age of body, it is difficult for her to keep her on track when she's using gadgets to make her use the useful apps. But it also facilitates her. There are some apps, learning apps in the mobile, which are good, like for alphabets, for sounds and phonics and things like that. She learns a lot. There are some mental games that she does. But then again, if you're not paying attention, she would go and open YouTube, and she would, even if you play some cartoons, some good kind of cartoons on YouTube, she would start choosing her own the stupid kind of cartoons. So yes, you have to be very vigilant when you are unschooling your child. Leaving them free is like child is just free, would do anything that they want, and no. I'm also a very strict advocate of discipline. A child should know how to talk to elders. A child should respect them. A child should be a considerate and empathetic person. These are the things when we go out in a park. From the very start, I've taught her to not pluck the flowers, not pluck even a single leaf out of the plants, and she just goes there, touches the flowers and smells it, and experience it. So this is important that we teach them, we make them better human beings. This is our responsibility. I would never say that it's my agenda to leave them on their own. I'm gonna be with them forever, and I'm gonna stick to them, and for as long as I could. But yes, if even if they are playing, I would never say that. If they're playing outside, if they're playing in a park, if they're swinging, playing with other children, I don't consider it waste of time. So it's very, very important for kids to do that. For how would I say, basically the thing is that I don't have any certain future in my mind for them. I do not want to put influence myself on her. I consciously try that, but you cannot say that it does not happen, because obviously you're the person they are looking at all the time. You're the person, obviously they are going to get influenced by you. So to give them a better influence, you need to set good example. You need to work on yourself. If you want to, I always say this to unschooling parents, that if you want to get the best out of this method, you need to work on yourself. You need to make yourself better. You need to exercise. You need to utilize your time in a better way. And it happens that we complain a lot that our kids or the kids may be using gadgets or iPhone, iPads, things like that a lot. But if you look at ourselves, we do that too. We're also addicted. So we need to learn to put them aside when we're not working. And definitely we need to, it's a hard job, trust me. It's harder than sending your kids to school. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. You cannot say that, okay, you're happy-go-lucky, your kids are home, and you just they're on their own. No, I'm a facilitator. I have to keep an eye on my children to know that what can I do for them, what they need, what they are taking interest in. So it's a complicated thing, and I am also learning. This is something that I'm also learning, and I hope that I could help others as well with my experience. There is nothing that I suggest, there is nothing that I say, or there's nothing that I want to promote. It's just that I share what I do. I share my experience with you guys. So I hope I answered and to your satisfaction, and thank you so much. Please keep on writing, please keep on asking me questions. I love, better than praise, I love questions. Thank you very much, guys. You take care. Bye-bye.